Hi, in this episode we will be discussing rewards and penalties for an entrepreneur. Not all of the business that you have observed are all successful. Some of the business might experience downfall and some business might experience prosper, abundance. But before they have committed the success, they've undergone a lot of obstacles before meeting their success and objectives. So we will be discussing in this topic the different pros and cons, the positive and the negative side of doing business and being an entrepreneur. So let's start. We will be discussing first the reward. First reward is freedom to work. It's very nice to say that most of people right now wanted to have work freedom, willingness to work when they are motivated. And if they don't want to work, then they don't want to. They will not do it. That is what we call freedom. It depends on you when to work, when to complete the task, and where to complete the task. So you have the freedom. You have the absolute power on everything that you will do. So that is a reward as being an entrepreneur. Satisfaction of being own boss. Most of the people wanted to become a boss. They wanted to be the center of command. Not just like every now and then you will be receiving errands. You will be directed to do a particular task. You need to complete the deadlines. You need to do a mountain of paperwork. If you will be given a chance, of course it's very nice to become a boss, to direct somebody to do the task and to do other relevant activities in the business. So it's nice to become a boss, and you can achieve that if you will become a businessman or an entrepreneur. Power to do things as he likes. The same with the freedom to work. Entrepreneur has the power, has the authority to do whatever he wanted. If he wants to have a low profit, then so be it. If he wants to have a larger profit, then so be it. It's up to the entrepreneur how he will do it. He has all the authority. Rewards of ownership and retirement assurance. If you're an entrepreneur and, for example, you are a sole proprietorship business, so you will have to work on your business, and if that business will run smoothly and gain profit, all of the profit will be yours. No one can share it from you. It's all yours. So you have the decision whether to have a larger profit or a minimal profit out of your business. So that is actually perks or rewards of being an entrepreneur. It is always and believed that entrepreneurs can become rich because of the system. You work for your own business, then you will reap and harvest whatsoever on that business. So if you work hard for your business, then your business will also result to a more profitable way in which you gained out of that. Respect of family and friends. Actually, this might be conflict with some of the people, in the very beginning, this is the reality in the Philippines. In the very beginning, of course, when you do business, they will not first believe in you. All the criticism will be centered onto you. But as you go along, when you are dedicated and motivated to do the business, and as you go along with the business, and if your business will become profitable, your family will change the perception towards you. They will now give you respect because you first started to believe in yourself. You believe in yourself, and that belief influence others. So make sure to overcome all the criticism at first, and sooner or later they will become amazed, and they will believe also in you that you can do the business and you will become wealthy. Next, we will go on the penalties, or the negative side of the doing the business and the negative side of being an entrepreneur. One of the major difficulties that you might encounter in the near future if you wish to become an entrepreneur or a businessman are the constraints of finances. Of course, when you do business from the very beginning, you will have to think, where will I get the capital for the establishment of my business? Is my capital enough to sustain the business? So that is actually difficulties and setbacks when doing business. Laborers. For example, shall we say that you have resolved the problem in finances. Second is the laborers. When and where I will get my human resources. That's very important. You need to select the best employee for your business, the most dedicated and the most qualified. Because human resource is very crucial. It plays actually significant impact on your business in selecting employees. So you need to take serious on that matter. Shall we say you have resolved your human resource and finances? The third constraint is the customer. Does the customer like your product or service being offered? What particular customers will you target? Are you prepared with the criticism of or the feedback of your customers? So that is actually part of doing the business. And shall we say, you have finances, you have already laborers, you have your customers. Next, where do I get my raw materials? If you are selling products, that is another constraint. Can I acquire local products, or I need to import that with other countries or other provinces? And you need also to consider that your supplier is also important element in the success of your product. Because if your suppliers will offer you expensive raw materials, that might also affect the prices of your product or services offered to the customer. So it's very important also that you need to have a wide range of contacts or acquaintances that might help your business grow. Assuming that you have your finances, laborers, customers, and suppliers achieved, how about debtors? Those individuals who has liabilities, how you will manage those systems, no? So that are all part of the negative side of doing business or being an entrepreneur. But it is always manageable. It is always depends on the skills and performance of the entrepreneur and the businessman. That's why doing a business without knowledge is useless. You need to balance the performance and the skills and knowledge in order to meet success. Another penalty is the frustration due to unavailability or limited capital and other resources, is what I have said a while ago. You might become frustrated. Social and family life is affected due to hard, long hours of working. In doing business, actually, especially in starting a business, it's very important to focus all your attention on the business because it is the start of your growth, the introduction. So you need to focus your resources, attention, the time, the money, and effort on the business. And sometimes, without knowing, you have a limited or neglected time to your family. Your family will become at stake on your decisions. No? So that is another penalty of doing the business or become an entrepreneur. But it is just on the beginning. Once that you have reached the stable or the peak of your business, there's nothing to worry about time for your family. Because when you reach the peak or the stability of your business, then you will reap what you have sown. You will have to harvest everything. You have now the time freedom. You have now to enjoy your life, sacrificed in a little time. So that is how you will overcome your downfall in doing business. Frustration due to non-achievement of full objectives. Of course, you will like get depressed when some of your objectives are not met. Actually, downfall in business is very natural. No business that does not experience downfall. Every business known today to become successful and became successful experience downfall many times before they have reached those wealth they are enjoying right now. The reward that they are enjoying right now. Risk of failure. Actually, in doing business, there are tendencies that your business will become failure. But I tell you, there's a lot of businessmen share their experiences that they have experienced failure, rejection, but you know what? They are much more bigger and dedicated to that fear and risk of failure. They have overcome that. So that's why they are now enjoying their life. They are enjoying their wealth. So they became successful because of that. Risk is everywhere. Risk is anywhere. Now we will proceed on the discussion of characteristics and traits of an entrepreneur. So we have two words, keywords here, the traits and the character. Traits is the distinguishing features of your behavior, while character is the aggregate of traits. So we will be discussing the different characters that is simplified into traits or vice versa, a composition of various traits to form character. If you have confidence, independence, individuality, optimism, that are traits leading to have self-confidence characteristics. Confidence of your skills, of your talent, You have the sense of independence that you can accomplish everything and anything with the minimal support, and of course with positivity and being optimistic in every situation. So those traits will directed to self-confidence. Next, we have need for achievement, profit-oriented, persistence, perseverance, determination, hard work, drive, energy, initiative. Those traits are leading to task result oriented character. Regardless of the process, as long as you will derive with expected output, expected products and services to your customers, then there's nothing wrong. As long as in business you will have to satisfy your customers, whatsoever the process will be. Next, we have traits of risk-taking ability and like challenges. If you have these traits, then it leads to a risk-taker character. Why most of the business fail? Because they afraid and fear risk. They don't know how to overcome risk and challenges. If there's a lot of problem, then they will give up. They lack motivation and interest in doing the business. They lack confidence and belief in themselves that they can do it. So, if you have this risk-taking ability and you like challenges, bring it on. That is challenges. If you have challenges, then we will overcome that. So that is a risk-taker character. Next traits are leadership behavior, gets along well with others, responsive to suggestions and criticism. That leads to a leadership character. And those are indicators that traits are leading to become leader. Next, we have also traits that are innovative, creative, flexible, the openness of mind, resourceful, versatile, knowledgeable. That those traits leads to originality. And there are small group of people, businessmen specifically, has this originality. Some of the business are a copy-paste from other businesses. They lack originality. That's why if there are stiff competition on a particular product, some businessmen, some businesses that lack originality are left behind. And those with innovative and original products will remain on top. So make sure to have this creativity, originality. Make sure to have these all traits in you. Next, we also have these traits of foresight or have perspective that leads to the character of being a future-oriented. You are now already foreseeing your future. That's why you are much more dedicated to your business or doing your business or investing on your business. So we have also functions of an entrepreneur. So what are the functions of an entrepreneur? First, we have idea generation and scanning of the best idea. Entrepreneur or scientists are the primary responsible for the creation of ideas, products, or services that we are now using. But it is not enough to generate idea. You need to select which of those idea is the best that can and might become profitable. Which idea will become an advantage with other competitors. So you need to focus on ideas which are better. Not only you have full of ideas, but it's useless. It is not efficient and effective. It is in the entrepreneur's function also to determine the objectives of the business. As an entrepreneur, you need to determine what will be your objective. That objective will become your guide in every activities that you will do in that business. You will base all your processes, operations on your objective. If you want to become profitable by next month, then you must do everything that is aligned to become profitable by the next month. If you want to have an objective of being an exporter of organic products, then all your resources, activities, operation will be leading to that objective. For example, if your objective is to export organic products, then your resources will be invested on the idea of sustainable agriculture. You will have to dedicate the resources in doing chemical-free operation. In that way, you will have to redirect those resources to become an organic exporter. Market research and product analyst. It is a function of an entrepreneur to do market research, to study the behavior and the characteristics of the target customer. You will have to deal with their demographics, their data that might give you power on the decision-making process. And you need also to determine and to gather data that might helpful for the improvement of your product and services that you are offering to your customers. Next is the selection of form of ownership in organization. It is a function of entrepreneur whether he will have to decide that my business to be established will be sole proprietor, my business to be established will be partnership, or a corporation. It's up to the entrepreneur what he will select on his organization or the type of his organization. It's up to the entrepreneur. It's up to his objectives. It's up to his target. Compilation of project reports, feasibility analysis, and appraisal. As an entrepreneur also, it is not just merely buying and selling products and services to your customers. Of course, you need also to keep track of the records of your business. As you go along with the daily operations, you need to have and practice bookkeeping. You need to keep all the documents for future references. It's part of your function as an entrepreneur. Completion of registration, licensing, promotional formalities. It's also part of the job of being an entrepreneur, the function of an entrepreneur. Before doing business, you need, of course, to abide the laws and regulations in the city or municipality before doing the operation. You need to secure, of course, license to operate, BIR, depending on the business. If it is on the food restaurant, then you need to secure sanitary permit and health cards for your employees. So you need to do also that function because it's part of the business. It's part of the operation. Arrangement for necessary finances. Of course, when you are an entrepreneur, especially if you are practicing sole proprietorship, you need to have and be well knowledgeable on your finances. At least you have the basic in accounting, finance management, in order to do the whole thing, operation on your business. Procurement of machines, tooling, and other fixed assets. Of course, it is part of your function as an entrepreneur to purchase those necessary equipment and raw materials for your business to do its everyday operation. Recruitment and training of manpower, especially if it is sole proprietorship. You are the owner, you are the boss, then you are also the human resource manager because you will be the one to delegate tasks to your employees. If you have larger capital or enough capital to hire a human resource manager, then it's good. No, you will just delegate the tasks of HRMO to that employee. So he will be in charge of doing that for you. All you have to do is just pay the compensation for that employee. And also he will be in charge of the functions of human resource manager on recruiting, training, orientation, hiring, etc. Undertaking and management of business operations. You will be responsible throughout the business. Tell you if it is partnership or sole proprietorship, you will be in charge of the whole operation. It is centralized to you as an entrepreneur, as the owner, as the boss of the business.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for more.